And
Everything.
Brooke Crothers, who is writing for Forbes, here he has talked about how he lives in Los Angeles, and there's a lot of Teslas driving around, and Tesla owners don't have to worry that much about charging because there's superchargers just about everywhere in his neighborhood. But the problem is he owns a Bolt, and if he wants to supercharge his Bolt, well, that's a bit of a charging desert, as he writes out here. Is good luck finding a convenient fast charger. And now he differentiates between, of course, level 1, which is home 120, level 2, which is 240, and level 3, which is DC fast charging. And the problem is that there's not enough infrastructure for electric vehicles that are not Teslas. And this is I mean, that's the crux of the article. Basically, he talks about you have to go out of your way. You have to drive like 15 minutes out of your way, and you have to wait in line that could be 40 to 80 minutes. And then of charging, and then you have to get back
if it's not broken,
to where you were. Yeah, if it's not broken, which he mentions, and he went to one where there were several of them and none of them worked. And then he comes out and says, okay, this is where Tesla got it right, and all these other manufacturers need to catch up. Now, here's what I want to pose to you four. Euphoria. No, just you four. So, assuming Tesla is not going to build out superchargers for other manufacturers, what's it going to take to get the non-Tesla supercharging network in place? And that's the question at hand. Is it going to take federal stuff? Is it going to be like the interstate system where we throw a lot of federal money in it? We try to make jobs and build up this infrastructure. Is it going to require a consortium amongst the automobile manufacturers?
So it'll probably take them spinning off the supercharger network, because that's pretty much the only way to get it done. I mean, if you use government money, it's just going to piss people off. And if you get a company to do it, they're going to cluster them around cities like we see today.
Yeah, but what if it was a company like the Flying J truck stops, or
they would be good for it,
or McDonald's, that have the resources to put these things in lots and lots of places that
Shell,
Mobile. Well, and I've said this, and I don't. They must have looked at the dollars and cents of the thing and not be able to feel like they can't make money on it or something. But I don't get it, man. If you were the first one to do it, everybody else is going to follow.
I think it's a chicken and egg problem. You need the chargers are expensive, and there aren't that many customers out there. We're at what, 2.5% now, and rising, but still, is it worth the investment?
Yeah, rising and slowly, but yeah.
Casey made the point that I agree with. It's too early. Tesla did it, but they're not making any money on it.
They're lucky if they can even break even on it, and I don't think they're doing that.
At best, right? Yeah. At best, Tesla's using it to sell cars, and bless them for that. It's certainly a strong way to sell cars, but I don't necessarily. This is one of those manufacturing problems in a capitalist world that you go, it's not GM's fault that there isn't a charger network. It'd be great if there was, and they would probably sell more EVs if there was a Bolt supercharger network. But this is really, I think it's still too early. And I think this writer, skimming over this article, you know what? We all want things, but guess what? You don't get everything you want.
Yeah.
And
well, I mean,
most people with electric cars charge at home.
Yeah. And Elon invited them all to come out and charge. I don't know what we've seen that they've had meetings with BMW and Rivian. I don't know what it is that's tripping them all up. Is it cost? Is it the fact that they have to use that beautiful little port? I don't know. But I imagine that if they came down to it, like say we had the gas lines tomorrow, I bet you that GM, BMW, and Rivian would all come together and be like, yeah, here, let's make it happen. Because they see that it's selling cars.
Yeah,
it's too,
and
too
Russell,
bad.
this is...
They can't put their pride away, and all the manufacturers can get together and say, let's build a kick-ass network that rivals Tesla and that works on all our cars.
That would be awesome.
That wouldn't be that hard.
And
And
he
they can
does
all pitch
mention
in
that he
5%.
does. Yeah, he does mention that he charges at home, but there are circumstances when for long drives, to whatever, that you want to pull off and you want to super fast charge instead of just doing a level 2.
Hey, I spent the day yesterday with a Tesla Model 3 owner
Oh.
driving around San Diego.
Just some stranger you picked up, or what?
And was he like
Oh.
stealing wheel covers?
Let's just say there was a
6 feet
lot
tall.
of Canadian talk coming from the front seats. Okay. And he started out with like 80 miles of range, and we tore into that pretty quickly. We stopped for a few minutes and charged at one supercharger station, which was a 67 kilowatt charger. You don't get that much juice. You know what I mean? You get
the urban
3 mile.
supercharger. Yeah, get pictures of that one.
And then we went to another supercharger later in the day, and it was only 37.
What?
Wow.
Yeah.
That one must have been overheated or something. Or he was sharing a number.
26 stalls, and there were only 12 cars there.
Now, did
Huh.
said visitor drive his own Model 3 from
Yes.
Canada? Did he?
Yeah. So
one.
obviously, is Mark Coughlin, who's on this show, who hosts the Tesla Life. Mark and I and our wives spent the day driving around San Diego yesterday. And I was kind of shocked at the 2 supercharging experience because it wasn't so super.
You didn't want to say you got shocked at the supercharger.
But
Yeah, he's on a roll today, boys.
They could have been disrepair, like the Savannah supercharger is that way. You plug in and you're going to be there for a while. Like it's needed repairs for a while.
it said Tesla on it. It wasn't super.